Change the pick. Moving on. Let's call it what it is. Tom Brady has owned the Eagles in his career, 4-0, including Super Bowl 39. However, let's keep in mind he doesn't have his full arsenal of weapons this time around. Skip, how many points will the Pats offense put up, after obviously being decimated by injuries?
Stephen A. Smith, I must admit, I'm slightly nervous about this game as a Brady fan. I thought Tom Brady was spectacular at the end of regulation at Denver when he was reduced to throwing to Brandon LaFell and Scott Chandler, and with virtually no time left and some mysterious clock runoff thanks to that officiating crew that tried and finally succeeded to rob the Patriots. Tom Brady still threw the Patriots down the field and got them in field goal position to send it into overtime, and then we know what the rest of the story was. I think there could be some letdown here, a little bit of hangover from that overtime loss in the snow in Denver. And speaking of the East, speaking of my Cowboys, the Eagles have now had a mini bye week. They got their post-Thanksgiving 10 and a half days off, if you will. And everyone comes to the realization that with the Giants' loss, everybody's still alive. The Eagles are still just a game out. So I think they will come back to life a little bit here. We thought they quit on Thanksgiving under Chip Kelly against the Lions in Detroit. It's the way it looked to me. So 2 straight games now, they have given up 5 touchdown passes to Jameis Winston at home and obviously Matt Stafford in Detroit. I don't think they're going to allow 5 touchdown passes to Tom Brady. He just doesn't have enough protection and enough receivers. I think Amendola might try to go, but I'm iffy on that on his sprained knee. So if you're reduced to LaFell and Scott Chandler, it's just not enough. You don't have enough weapons. And you think Aaron Rodgers' line was decimated last night? Brady's line makes Green Bay's line look like the picture of health. That's how bad it's been in New England. So, again, I still have respect for Philly's defense. They have athletes all over the place on defense. Why they haven't clicked, I don't know. But I think they're going to hang in this game. I'll say Brady gets to 30, not to 45, but to 30. And I'll say, without Dante Hightower, who can't play this time, maybe Jamie Collins sounds like he will try to play, but I think they can hold Sam Bradford to 13. So I'll go 30-13, New England.
Sounds about right, Skip. I'd be more along the lines of 35-17. I could see the Eagles scoring a meaningless touchdown during garbage time. I actually think it's going to be relatively competitive early going because I think the Eagles are going to come out fired up because you're going to have a lot of individuals playing for their job.
Yep.
We know as a team, they're not a team any longer. They're a dysfunctional bunch because of Chip Kelly. And we understand, and we're here to say that there should be an elevated level of respect for the defense compared to what people have been saying. I think there is such a thing as an offense demoralizing you because they simply aren't as efficient as predicted as they would be. And because of it, the defense is on the field entirely too long. Got to remember something, Skip, when we're talking about the Eagles. It's bad enough that you got none of your quarterbacks have a QBR of over 38.
Yep.
That's bad enough. But then when you combine that with the fact that it stems off of the prognostications about how lethal this offense would be. And it hasn't lived up to snuff. And then you realize why, because you gave up athletes that are producing elsewhere in Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy, Jeremy Maclin, okay? That's frustrating in and of itself. But then to add even more misery to the equation, it's a fast-paced offense. So when they're unproductive, they don't even have the decency to give the defense time to rest before they come back out on the field because Chip Kelly and his pacing issues come into the fray. So as a result, you end up just going like, you're going back on the field exasperated because you're looking forward to sitting back and resting and getting your bearings under you and being able to go back out there to produce. As the game wanes, all of a sudden it's going to wear you down. Let me tell you what the New England Patriots are going to do this game. Obviously, Gronkowski is not going to be able to play. Scott Chandler should be there. He should be ready to go. We don't know what other weapons they're going to have at their disposal. If you want to equate, throw Brandon LaFell into the situation, so be it or whatever. But the point is, the New England Patriots are going to be about the business of methodically beating the Eagles' defense down, moving the chains, because when you combine that with the fast pace that the Eagles are going to want to play, they're not going to have anything left come the second half. Yep. And that is when New England is going to run away with it. Not to mention the fact that, keep in mind, Tom Brady's coming off of a loss that he acknowledged he was pretty ticked off about.
He was.
That's not a good position for the Eagles to be in either.
I hope
and
you're
by
right.
the way, the New England Patriots, their problems are on offense due to injuries. Even though the Jamie Collins of the world and the Hightowers of the world have been relatively injured, because and that's why they've been suspect. They've been practicing. They've come back this week, trying to practice, and you have to wonder who's going to be available to this New England defense, who is very opportunistic, and they know how to play, and they deserve a lot more credit than they have gotten going up against a suspect offense. And so I think all of those things lend itself towards the Eagles being worn down and New England really turning on the afterburners in the third quarter and running away with the game.
Okay.
I'm picking them 35-17.
I got you. Wouldn't you agree with me, though? The offense is a little more potentially legal, the Eagles' offense, with Bradford than Sanchez?
Well, you know what? Yes, from the perspective that Mark Sanchez is an accident waiting to happen, so he'll turn the ball over. But it doesn't take away from the absence of productivity. Like, for example, let me give you an example. Sam Bradford will make a mistake that'll cause the defense to come back onto the field. Mark Sanchez will make a mistake that's like a pick six or something where you make the mistake and the offense has to stay back on the field because, when he makes a mistake, it usually leads to a touchdown for the opposition. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, you're going to lose either.
Yeah, you're talking about the butt fumble?
I'm talking about the butt fumble. I'm talking about
the There it is. Oh, yes. Right on cue. There it is.
Yes,
we just need an excuse. Yeah.
That's right. I got it. You got it. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I don't consider the Eagles much of a team anymore. It's just a shame what has happened to them.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for them to crash and burn.
Exactly. So bottom line to this game and to the Giants game, as a blindly loyal Cowboy fan, I need the Giants to lose. I'm virtually assured here that the Eagles are going to lose, and then we'll see what happens Monday night when Dallas visits Washington. Then we'll see. Right?
But Dallas ain't beating Washington.
Holding out hope, Stephen A. That's just what I took away from this whole entire segment. You're still holding out hope.
Yeah. Well,
Listen,
come on.
Keep hope alive.
Give me some credit for being
loyal.
Like
that
true blue.
You are true blue.
Yeah.
And
but why do you deserve credit for that? Why can't it be asinine?
Well,
to think that the Cowboys are going to win on Monday night. Why can't that be asinine?
I'm a fan. I was a fan of the team when it was born in 1960. I went to a game. So I get to hang in and hang on all that I want to, and I'm proud of it.
Well, rooting for them is entirely different than predicting they'll win. Those are two different things.
I didn't predict they're going to win. I just said you never know.
We're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
It was Dwayne's World last night on South Beach as the Heat scorched the Thunder, and even Wade's son was impressed, kind of. How'd he do tonight?
He did all right.
I think what you said before the camera was done.
He was clutch.